Hello everyone, today I want to show you the locations of most of the collectibles in the Shadow of the Colossus PS4 Remake. I will go and show you each of the silver-tailed lizard locations one by one, and I'll show you the fruit tree map as well as a map of all the shrine locations. For the lizards, there's only one trophy for killing one lizard with a special arrow, which you'll acquire as an item reward during the normal difficulty time attacks. Other than that, you do not need to collect all of their tails unless you want to increase your stamina, as each one provides a little bonus. It does take 8 tails to equal the amount of stamina you increase for defeating a Colossus, so the fastest way to max out your stamina is through repeated playthroughs on New Game Plus. Now here's a map of all 25 shrine locations. You need to pray at all 25 of them for the Seeking Salvation trophy. This is a missable trophy. There's one shrine at the bottom of the map that you can't access until after defeating Colossus number 15. Once you reach that shrine, if you do not get the trophy after praying at that one, don't continue onwards towards the end of the game. Instead, go back and find any shrines that you haven't prayed at. And also, don't forget the one at the Shrine of Worship in the middle of the map. All other shrines will appear on your map after you've prayed at each one, except for the one at the starting temple. Now here's a map of all the fruit tree locations. Again, you do not need to eat all of the fruit for any trophy. The fruit provide a tiny health bonus for each one eaten. You only need to eat one poisonous fruit for the 2 trophies related to them. The poisonous fruit are not on this map. To find one, you must climb to the top of the middle temple, the Shrine of Worship, but you won't have enough stamina until after you complete your second New Game Plus, so I believe after your 3rd playthrough. I have a video dedicated just to the poisonous fruit location, along with the location of the gate across the bridge, so check that out if you need to learn how to climb to the secret garden and the bridge. Now, one collectible type not included are the gold coins. Their locations and reward remain a mystery at the time of this recording. Now, I do have a channel on the PS4 Trophies Discord server if you want to join in on the hunt to find these. We're going to have to do it as a group to find them. The invite link is in the description. Once they're all found, a separate video will be made. So now, let's go through each grid space on the map and track down all of the silver lizard tails. Alright, so we're going to start off at B3 here. I'm going to go through this relatively quickly here, so just follow that trail to get to that location. And this is actually going to be at the base of the rock cliff over here. These things move. They're not going to be in the exact same place for you. They have a certain range in which they can run around. They can be in the grass. He can be up on the side of the cliff there. But either way, I'm just going to use my flash arrow. Flash arrow makes a big explosion, so it kills anything within 5-foot radius. But I got the trick arrow skills for using a special arrow. Again, that's the flash arrow I used. And I'm also going to get a trophy for killing my first lizard. So there are 2 trophies. Alright, so now we're going to head to B4. B4 is one of the shrines. Some shrines have multiple lizards on them. This one only has 1. The next one will have 3. But here's the first one. They could be anywhere on the shrine or even in the grass around the shrine. You're going to have to look all over the place. It may start off at that location where I just shot them, but just keep a lookout. You're going to have to really look hard. Sometimes it takes you a minute to find them. So B4 has 3 lizards in this shrine here. Now here's how it works. There's only 1 lizard at a time. So you've got to kill the lizard and then climb up and retrieve the tail, if it's up high. And also don't forget to pray at each of the shrines. So the previous one I just showed you and this one, of course. Just hit R2 when you're in front of that shrine right there. And then we're going to go and climb up and get the tail. You're going to have to do this a lot of times at most of the shrines, as they will be climbing up high usually. And it's over here in the corner. So that's the first lizard. Now the second lizard is not going to spawn until you ride far enough away. So either run away or ride, whichever you choose. And you're going to have to get a certain distance. I'm not entirely sure of the distance, but this distance I'm running here will be sufficient in this case. And now I am going to run back and the lizard will have respawned. So once again, I'm going to have to track it down. I just saw it there just a second right there on the inside of that arch. These things are fast. They can kind of run around this thing real quick. It makes the flash arrow I'm using actually makes things pretty easy. So once again, I'm going to go up and get it, and then I'm going to, for a 3rd time, ride away and then come back. So I'm not going to show you all of those. Now B5 has a shrine that has 3 lizards. So once again, I'm only going to show it once. And this lizard is typically in the grass. It's not even in the shrine itself, and he's over there by the edge. So go ahead, shoot him, then go and pick up the tail. And again, run away, come back, run away, come back. So make sure you get 3 lizards there. So that does it for the B column. Let's head over to the C column. We're at the very top. So C1, it's another shrine. Make sure you pray at the altar there. We're gonna shoot the lizard, it'll drop down. I'm not gonna record me picking up all the tails. That's pretty simple, you know what to do there. So now we're gonna go down to C3. C3 has 1 lizard here in this grid, and it's gonna be kind of at the, by these rocks here. See these 2 rocks? Just kind of circle around until you find the lizard. Shoot it, and then of course pick up the tail. So we're going to go and leave this grid, and we're going to head down. Actually, we're staying in this grid. I'm sorry. C3 is actually, this shrine here is right on the border. So this shrine only has 1 lizard. Again, make sure you pray. I see him inside there, so explosive arrow will do it. Now we're heading down to C4. There are a couple lizards here. First one is going to be kind of at the base of these rocks over here. Again, it might be in the grass. He may climb up the side of the rocks there. You can see I shot like 5 feet in front of the lizard, and it still managed to kill him. C4, it's still, this is actually just a little southeast of the previous one. It's going to be along the edge here, the cliff. He will be running around here. I'm going to actually use my sword to kill this guy. They will try to run away from you, and I don't know why I'm picking up. There we go. So you can use your sword to attack him as well. Now C5 has a shrine with 3 lizards attached to it. Again, I'm only showing you me picking up the 1, or shooting the 1. This guy is over here by the rock. This guy will often be running around in the grass, not on the shrine, but he can run up into the shrine itself. Alright, so now we're going to travel all the way down to C6. C6 here is going to be kind of in the corner of the cliff here where the rocks meet. And he's kind of down in a tricky spot there. Now, I'm going to do something silly there, and you'll probably see it more than once. I'm going to use my flash arrow, and the explosion radius will always knock me back if you're too close. So go ahead and pick that up. Now let's head over to the D column, D2. There's 2 lizards here. One here in the corner. And this is just south of the shrine, which we'll head to next. And this guy's in the corner. This one's actually a little tough to find. Took me a few minutes to find him. But he will be back here in the corner. I didn't see him there earlier, so I don't know where he ran off to. But we're going to go just a little further away, a little further north. Again, make sure you're praying at all of these shrines. And he's there. We'll go ahead and shoot him, pick him up. Just 1 lizard at that shrine. So now we're going to head down to D4. There's nothing in D3. D4, there's 2 locations. This one's going to be up here in the rocks. Pretty simple. And then not far away from that previous one, we have 1 more down here on the side of this rock. He's not usually on top, but I believe he can go up there. I'm not 100% sure. All right, so D5, we're going to go all the way down across the gap there and make our way down to D5. Shoot the 1 lizard that's at this shrine. Travel a little further south from that shrine. You're going to find some rocks here, kind of out in the middle of the open. Shoot, and then go pick up that tail. Now we're heading down to D6. D6 on the northern edge of D6. Now this one is a little tricky. He's actually going to be on the top. So you want to come over to the west side of this rock and then kind of platform your way up to the top. Now I do something silly. Once again, I use my explosive arrow, my flash arrow, in very close proximity. Nice thing about that is even though I can't see him, the explosion radius did kill him. So, after I regathered my thoughts, climbed back up to the top to find his tail just sitting here waiting for me. Alright, so also in D6, not too far away from that previous one. You see the big tree here. It's going to be between the tree on the rocks. So now we're going to head down to D7. D7's got a couple here. We got 1 against this rock, this big rock wall here. We are just north of the shrine, which we'll head to in just a second. Get that one. Now head down to the shrine. There is just one lizard on this shrine. This guy kind of drove me batty. He was up high here, so I'm going to just shoot in the general area. Even though I can't see him, this explosive arrow will do the trick. Of course, you'll get this flash arrow. Once again, you can get it after you've completed all of the time attacks on normal difficulty. Alright, so now we're going to head to the E column. So starting at E1 and working our way down. There's just one here. This is a shrine. So once again, reminders, make sure you're praying. And this guy is, see, I thought that little plant in there that's kind of waving was him. It was not him. But he fell down to the ground with the explosion from the first arrow. Alright, so now we're going to head down to a shrine at E3. There are 2 lizards in this shrine. So make sure, once again, after you picked up the first tail, you ride off a distance and then ride back and he'll respawn a second time. So it's right up there, pretty easy. We got another shrine just south of that, still in E3. It can be tricky. He might not be in the same spot. These lizards crawl around these shrines pretty quickly, especially once they've spotted you. Alright, so now we're going to head to E4. Quite a bit here. We got a big rock out here out in the open. Shoot at the base there. Then we're going to head a little further south. Now this guy's actually going to be in the field. There's actually nothing here. There's no rocks or anything. This guy's going to be running around somewhere in this field. So I'm going to chase him down with my sword. Head a little further east from that previous location. This is a shrine. And he's right there in the center for you. They're much easier to see in the PS4 Remake, though, with the beautiful graphics, of course. Alright, so now we're heading into the forest. So we're going to jump over the little gap there with the horse, and we're going to be in the forest. There is a shrine in this forest. There is 3 lizards on this shrine. So again, make sure you travel away and get 3 kills there. And just a little further south, there's a little pathway that kind of goes back outside, out of the forest. This is a dead-end path, but you're going to find this tree over here at the end. And then there's a lizard usually around the tree or on the rocks to the left. So now let's head to E7. E7, we're going to find this guy. He's going to jump off the rocks and then start running into the grass. And I'm going to use my flash arrow, and again, a little too close to where I was standing. Now, another one in E7. Now here you're going to see these rock formations on the left and right, and there's a little gap between them. Now this one can be a little tricky, so you have to make your way. This is the kind of, you can only access this path on one side of the rock formation. Come all the way to the end, and he's going to be running around somewhere over here, somewhere around the corner. He can be within the gap, or in my case, right now, he is going to be right there on the wall. So this guy can run around pretty far. And knock my ass on the ground once again. Now travel a little east, and we're going to find another one. This one's at the base of the big rock there. So we shot him. We'll just climb up here to grab it real quick. Alright, so now we're in E8. First time on the 8th line here. This one is going to require a little platforming. So once you get to the structure, you're going to have to platform your way up, because this one's going to be sitting right at the very top. Well, probably not sitting. He's probably going to be running around pretty good. Use the grass here. Grab on, jump up, and then at this point you just need to look around and you'll eventually find him. There he is to the left. You know what? He's a little close. I'm starting to learn my lesson here. Okay, so now we're going to go to F, the F column, and start all the way back up north and go down. This is, again, not the most efficient path to get these, but this is the only way it makes it easy for you guys to kind of click through the video. But you'll find this one way up north on that rock. There's a shrine just a little further south of there. The shrine just has one lizard. Then you're going to have to climb up there and get that one if he was up top. Another one in F2. Again, look for another rock formation. All right, so now F4. F4, this is actually probably the first one that you got. This is the starting temple. This is also a shrine. I want you to make note of it. When you exit the temple here down the stairs, either the left side or the right side, turn around and look behind you because there's actually an altar that you need to pray at. So make sure you do not miss that shrine. I almost completely forgot about it. And then this one, the lizard is actually right up there. You can see the blue glow. He's going to be on the ceiling near the light, near the opening there. So you're going to have to shoot him. He'll drop down, pick up the tail. And then just a little west of that temple, you're going to find this one kind of wedged in a corner behind some rocks in the cliff here to the left-hand side. He'll usually be in the corner. Again, they do move around, so your results may vary. I'm going to be smart here and actually not use my flash arrow and knock myself off the cliff and die. Alright, so traveling a little further south, we're going to F6 now. So at F6, this one's a little tricky. There's this little area here. This kind of like crescent-shaped area. You can climb up these rocks over here, and we're going to have to kind of platform our way up here. There's no grab points as far as I can tell. And then once we're up on top here, we're going to go around to the right side, and then we're going to have to platform up again here. And then make our way to where the lizard's actually located. This jump was a little tricky. I don't think there is an easier path up. If there is, my apologies for taking you this way. But you can get up there. It doesn't take too much work to jiggle your way up there. But at the end of this path here, you're going to see the lizard. You can see the lizard from down low if he's on the side of the wall. So now I'm using regular arrows when I should use my explosive arrow. Just shoot in the general area of where he's at and I'll find him. Just got to find the tail. Alright, so now F7. There's a bunch of them down here in F7. Start off on the east side of this area. Got this rocks right here, so he's up top. I'm going to have to climb up there to get this tail, unfortunately. Now we got a big corner rock here. And there's actually going to be 3. We're just going to travel along this thing. But here, there's a little path between the rocks, and you follow this to the end. And he will be somewhere down this way. There he is. I'm careful not to use the explosive rounds there. Alright, so traveling around this rock once again. There's one more here, not too far from the previous location, actually. And then still continue around this rock, the rock side here. One more. This one is not going to be too hard for you to find. He will be on the wall here. You will have to jump up and retrieve the tail, most likely, depending on your location and where you shoot him. Just a reminder, there is no trophy for killing all the lizards like there was in the PS3 version. But again, it does increase your stamina just a tiny bit each time you pick up a tail. So in the middle of F7, there's a shrine. And careful, because there's non-silver-tailed lizards running around. And there he is. I know he's over here, so let's just go ahead and try to blast it off of him. Alright, so F8. There's actually 2 of them in F8. Starting with the first one, before you head to the 16th Colossus, before you travel through the archway, if you travel down the wall here to the right of the entrance to that, you will find the lizard over here. And then the next one, you are not going to be able to get this one until after you've defeated the 15th Colossus. After you complete the 15th Colossus, before you get to the 16th one, you must activate the shrine. You must pray at this shrine. So make sure, if you don't get the trophy for praying at each of the shrines, that you don't travel any further. This should be the last shrine. If it's not, go back and get them before you do anything else. But there were 3 lizards at that shrine, by the way. So traveling up to G1, G1, he's right here in the middle. Nice and easy for us. Next one is going to be by the large temple that you're going to enter for, I forget which Colossus it was, but you can see him kind of over there in the center of this. We're going to shoot up there. Now I have to kind of backtrack and go all the way up there to actually collect the tail. Not too difficult. You can actually shoot him from up there. I don't know why I did it from down here. Doesn't matter. Either way, shoot him, collect the tail, and then head down to G2, and there's a shrine here. This shrine is actually pretty well hidden. There's a lizard here, but the shrine is actually, you can only see just a part of it, just the part you actually pray at. So there's the tail. Make sure, again, you pray at that shrine. Headed to G3, there's a shrine that has 3 lizards. So once again, to remind you, collect the 1 tail, run away, come back, collect 2, then do it again, and collect the 3rd one. G4 has 1 shrine. This shrine only has 1 lizard. G6, we're heading down, there's a shrine with just 1 lizard at it. This guy is actually over there trying to bug my horse. Don't know what he was doing. G7, there's a bunch of tails here we're going to collect in G7, starting in the top northwest corner. See this rock, he's going to be running around it. Now, I did shoot him one time with an explosive arrow. Unfortunately, it made him disappear, so I had to reload my game. I quit out and then came back in, and then he respawned. So if that happens to you at all, you can always do that. Just a little further east, find another one. He's going to be tucked away on that wall in the little trees, or between the trees. Now this one, we're going to have to come around the cliffside and come up top. It's not on the bottom of the cliff. You have to come up above the cliffside to the corner, and back here we'll find the lizard. Now remember, there's a lot of lizards in this game, but it's only the one with the shiny silver tails that count. In G7, in the bottom right corner of this grid, you're going to find another shrine. There's just 1 lizard here. And I got a text message. Alright, so again, just as a reminder, make sure you're praying at those shrines. A little further to the west, we're going to find another one. You see this, the structure here. Trying to build Stonehenge, I'd imagine. Very rough draft of it. Alright, so G8. G8, you have to go through a cave in order to get a tunnel, rather. And then you come out the other side. Nothing over here other than just this silver-tailed lizard. So now, final column, H6. There's nothing up north in the H column, but H6 in the top right corner of H6, there's a lizard. He'll be running around in the grass here, running around these rocks, running away from me, apparently. Alright, so just a little southwest of there, there's a shrine. Just 1 lizard here. See him running around there. Quick little buggers. Alright, so a little further east. This one's going to be a little tricky to find, unfortunately. It's going to be over here by the tree. And he's going to be anywhere around here where I'm walking, running around. From here all the way down to the corner. Look on the shelf below. You see, he is down there. Unfortunately, he's kind of playing with me for a minute. So, skip forward a little bit. He finally runs up and I just blasted him. That's what you get for messing with me. And a little south of there, we are going to find one. See this little open area? We're going to drop down and he's going to be in this grass area. He's over. Let's just go ahead and shoot blindly. There, I killed him. The blast radius on this is at least 15 feet. So H7, start at the very north edge of H7. He should be running around somewhere over there. He is. And then just a little further south of there, our final lizard tail. You're gonna find this. This guy's gonna be up over here between these rocks, running around. shoot them, blast them, collect it, get the stamina. Thank you guys for watching. Hit the like button, and of course, subscribe.